Okay, so I want to talk to you about the shifting that occurs with the Lord, in that the Lord wants to use you in amazing, amazing ways. And I made videos on this before, but the Lord wants me to speak about this today, is to not be where God was, but to be where God is, and make sure that you are establishing that intimacy and maintaining that intimacy with the Lord so you can know where he's going and go in that direction with him when he creates the shift for you to go there. You see, some have spent time with the Lord, and the Lord has showed them, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to do it. And it's worked for a period of time. But then all of a sudden, it's not working for you anymore. Why? You getting tired. You getting frustrated. It's getting boring. It's getting old. You got to consider, is there a shift happening? You see, whatever it is the Lord has you doing, it's for the specified time that God wants you to do it. Once when you get the purpose that you're supposed to get out of it, God is going to shift you to the new thing. God done shifted me so many times that I am like, okay, some of y'all, if you think about it, the Lord shifted you too. You may not have recognized it as the Lord. Why did you only work that job for 60 days? You only volunteered with those people 3 times. Yeah. See, you went to go be friends with that person for 20 days. You went out to lunch with that person twice, and y'all couldn't meet back up to save your life. Y'all just kept missing each other. You trying to be friends with the individual that you met, and y'all just hit it off. But for some reason, y'all can never just, the shifting. You see, God has purpose in everything that he's doing in your life. So the fact that you feel drawn to something, you feel led to it, you understand it's a God thing, and it's a God thing right now, that's great. That's perfect. But that don't mean it's a God thing forever. That don't mean it's a God thing for 5, 6, 7 years. God had me work a job for 7 days. He said, that's the period of completion. You're done. God's had me at churches for 6 months, and then it said, last day I served church, say goodbye to the pastor. God has had me meet with people that I thought I would be friends with. And then after that, God's like, no, that person's not for you. Or I met someone, like just even recently, I met someone at the gym. Girl was amazing. Amazing. We had a good talk, a deep talk. You know how when you meet somebody and y'all just be in the depths of conversation of life, talking about family, talking about life, talking about some deep stuff. Saw her twice in 1 week. Never saw her again. Never saw her again. The Lord was like, you did what I needed you to do with her. That relationship served its purpose. It was only 2 meetings. You see, I want you to consider that God is going to use you in a situation for as long as he needs to use you so you can get what you need to get out of this situation. Then he needs to move you on. See, a lot of things are like a tool bag in which he just needs you to gain the tools you need to put in your bag for a later purpose. Or maybe he needs you to take a tool out of your tool bag and give it to somebody else. Maybe he needs you to go work on somebody for a quick second and then move on. See, you getting attached to people, you trying to form unions and bonds and relationships for a lifetime, for a season. And God was like, that's one time. Yeah, y'all crossed paths one time because I knew if they got with you, I knew you going to say what thus saith the Lord. And then I'm going to move you on because I got stuff to do with you. Do you know how happy God is to have somebody that's surrendered to him, that really loves him, that's obedient to him, that's not sitting there treating him like a genie in a box, that understands who he is, that he don't invest it in and spent time with, healing and teaching and training, and got them on the path where they actually listen to him and follow in steps with him? You think he want to sit you down somewhere and keep you somewhere? Now, the Lord had me in the military for 20 years. I couldn't leave the 20-year military career. I was trying to, baby, with everything I had, and I couldn't. I put in early out request chits to get out of the military. Like at my 13-year mark, I was on leave so I could get out of the military. I already had contracts signed and everything. I kept trying to get out. No matter what, I couldn't leave. That's where God wanted me to have. When I came to the Lord, he explained it to me. He was like, no, there were things I needed you to do while you were in the military. There were skill sets I needed you to acquire. There was a hardening I needed you to develop. There were things I did with you in the military career. So he had me stay there. He had me stay, get my master's degree. I had to stay in seminary no matter how much I was done with it. He was like, no, you finna get this degree. There was apprenticeships, volunteer opportunities, but then there were also like nonprofits that he had me start. And then he was like, no, that's it. I did it for a season and it was done. There were times where I wanted to serve the homeless and wanted to do good stuff and had connection. And he's like, no, not this season. I had went on Meetup and I started a bunch of like different groups, Bible studies, getting communities of people together to go hang out and go do stuff. That thing was going to kick off. The Lord said, after 2 months, you're done. I worked another job, 60 days. Lord said, you're done. He gave me specific tasking too to do on it. Go talk to this person, go do this, go do that, go do this. Job was making $80,000 a year. That's without my retirement check. God say, you done. Understand that the Lord needs you in step with him. He wants to use you, and not in the way that you think, in the way that he needs you to. He created you for a specific purpose, and he wants to use you for that purpose. And you may be thinking it's for one thing, but it could be completely different. So I'm saying all this to say that you got to stay in alignment with what God's doing. He could be shifting you on purpose just to keep you off balance, to get you out of your need to control, your need to know, and so that you can go into a completely different level of surrender and dependence on him. If you are bored, white knuckling it, tired, fatigued, burnt out doing a thing, you need to take that before the Lord. Right? Because what the Lord does, that should bring you joy. It should bring you rest. His yoke should be easy. His burden should be light. Yeah, he formed you to what he knew of you. Yeah, he created you for a specific purpose. So when you're working in that purpose, all of how you were formed should be tapped into, should be light up when you're moving in to what he knew of you when he formed you. So if you're feeling a way about it, you got to bring that before the Lord, because he may be telling you to change your approach and how you do that thing. He could be telling you it's time to shift out of that thing. And he could also be just drawing you unto himself, because he knows in that thing, because you feel that way and you know it's of God, you're going to know that something's up, and you're going to go to him and seek him in ways like never before. But either way it goes, you need to be mindful of what it is that you are doing and the shifting that's occurring, right? If there's a shift in it, it could be God's hand that's shifting you, right? So what is he shifting you to do? Just do not get attached to things and ways and people, because The Lord could only have that be just for a moment of time, not even a season, a moment in time. And be prepared for whatever God wants to do with you when he wants to do it.